When working with Isomalt, set your pan between 110 to 220 degrees Celsius. Always test on a piece of Isomalt to make sure you have the proper heat so you do not overmelt. When you are working with Isomalt, allow the heat from your pan to melt it in order to move with ease. There is no need to apply hard pressure. I am using the 5mm ballpoint tip that is in the new collection. In order to create the center of your flower, take your tip and gently press down on the isomalt with a small circular motion. Continue to do this until you are happy with each center of your flower. Make sure to clean your tip in order to avoid the isomalt from building and burning. To create the petals for the flowers, I am using tip 3CF from the new collection. Gently press down with your tip, move forward, and pull up as if you were digging with a small shovel. This will create an oval shape. If you are not happy with how it's defined, you can always come back and gently push down, move forward, and come up to define the petals more. Continue the same motion for each of your flowers until you have completed every petal. Continue to keep your tips clean in order to avoid the isomalt from building and burning. For my demonstration, I decided to use a heart, but these methods could be applied to any piece of isomalt you'd like to decorate. Here you can see how the flowers look after your petals have been completed. It starts to take shape and look really pretty. If there are areas that have isomalt residue, just take your torch and gently go over it to clean them up. Now that your flowers have been completed, we are going to make the stems. Don't they look pretty? Allow the heat to melt the isomalt in order to glide with ease. To create the floral stems, I am using tip 0.2 RB from the new collection. Notice I am using this tip upside down as it allows me to create the stems with more stability. Continue to create your floral stems in the areas you'd like. I am now using the knife tip in order to create the leaves. This tip comes with your pen. I am using the top portion of the tip in order to allow me to create fine lines. You can also use any tip in your collection that you feel will work to create any of your designs. The tips will allow you to do a variation of different techniques. Key is to test them, play with them on the mediums you use to see what works best for what you are trying to do. Here you will see all the details that have been added with your pen. Using the same tip, we are going to create texture on the edge. Take your tip and angle it slightly, coming from left to right. Continue the same motion around your piece until you have completed the entire area. Come back to your starting point and angle your tip from right to left, crisscrossing over the other lines. I love adding texture to the edges in order to give it a special touch and a crystal effect. If you are working with a piece that is non-circular, do one side and then come back and do the other side. When working with wafer paper, spray it with paper lotion in order to give it a little bit more flexibility. Set your heat between 60 to 70 degrees Celsius. If you feel you need a little bit more heat, gradually increase it. Place your wafer paper on a soft sponge. Using your ballpoint tip, apply gentle pressure in a circular motion to curl the petals. If you want less curl on some of your petals, Apply less pressure when using your pen. Now that all of our flowers are ready, it is time to apply them to your piece. Set your heat pen to 110 degrees Celsius. Gently press down in the middle of the flowers where you'd like to place them and allow the isomalt to melt in order to adhere them. All of my flowers were created with wafer paper using punch outs. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial using Zeoto pen with various tips to create texture on isomalt and also wafer paper.